I honestly, just full transparency, I feel like everyone else has a very sort of clear and linear brand. Whatever it is, they are, whether it be like they sell something specific, or they offer a specific service, or they own a business or have a lane.
Hey you, welcome to Shades of Content, a show that teaches entrepreneurs how to effectively use content to market their business and stay content while doing it. I'm your host, Patrice, a wife, a mom of 3, and a 15-year public relations and marketing professional who decided to open a brick and mortar content studio 4 years ago. And I honestly haven't looked back since. Join me as I share my experiences and the experiences of other entrepreneurs who, like me, are navigating this maze of owning a business, running a family, and trying to stay sane and healthy while doing it. I'll tell you, it's an amazingly challenging journey, but I honestly wouldn't have it any other way. See you soon. This episode is brought to you by Black Girl Holidays, the content planner and calendar that highlights Black women, Black girl magic 24/7, 365. And you guys, all new for 2022, Black Girl Holidays is not only a calendar like it was before, but it's also a full planner, okay? Get your Black Girl Holidays content calendar or planner today by visiting www.blackgirlholidays.com, and make sure you use that Shades of Content coupon code so you can get a percentage off. Again, blackgirlholidays.com, or just tap the link in the show notes, y'all.
I remember way back when I was just sort of figuring out that social media was not just social media, but more so like, a place to sort of promote yourself and your work and really sort of define what that means. And I was told by someone who I admired that I don't fit neatly into any one category, one box. And that if I wanted to connect with people or sort of build a presence, a platform on social media, I needed to pick one thing or pick a focus, or have, like, people are looking for sort of like a clear sort of picture or understanding of who you are and what you do. And that sort of sent me into a panic, because I feel like I see how all of the different things I do come together and overlap. But I don't really know that I have a thing to promote, or I don't feel like I can sort of categorize myself neatly and say I am this. What I'm an accountant, I'm a nurse, I feel like all the things that I do center around learning and education and asking questions and finding answers and figuring things out, whether that's me by myself or me in community. And sort of navigating these processes and these transitions. That's who I am as a person. But I don't feel like I have like a boutique or a business or something that is clear. And so my social media, I feel like it's all over the place, because I've also tried to like listen to what the numbers or insights tell me. So I have a podcast, but when I talk about the podcast on my social media, those posts don't do as well as sort of when I just sort of, be myself.
Yeah.
If it's a nice picture, or if it's and I mean, oddly enough, like even me, like the prayers that I post, that wasn't something that I set out to do. I don't think about that as like content or a gimmick, but it is very much a part of who I am to sort of start everything with prayer, because that's sort of me. And I shared one however many months ago and got such response from it that I felt like, okay, I'm going to keep sharing them. But I feel like even though they do really well, like somebody who doesn't know anything about me just on my page, I feel like will be scrolling through my profile like, what is this girl? What is she talking about? I just feel like there's so many different things. So all of that to say, I'm trying to figure out how to use social media and I feel like I'm in this puzzle, and I want to figure out how to paint a picture. And I think I am sort of walking through and it sort of like aligns with my life right now as I'm trying to figure out who I am. I want I just keep bumping my head up against this wall of feeling like I'm supposed to be promoting something, but I don't know what that something is. And I feel like, so all of that, I'm talking about.
Yeah. I think there's so many, I should have probably written down what I wanted to say. Okay. I think that I get what you're saying, right? And I'm going very big, and then we'll go down. Everybody is selling something. I'm selling camp. Ronessa's selling her lipstick. Everybody is selling something. However, even if there's not like physical money being transferred, everyone is selling something, which is who they are, right? And I think you said it very clearly. You're figuring things out. And I think that part is what you create the content around. The reason why the podcasts don't do well, the reason why the podcast posts, the analytics aren't as well. Also, at this point in the game, I would not focus on analytics. I don't think you need to focus on that. I don't think you focus on analytics until you have a groove of what you enjoy putting out, and then pay attention to what the people are, where the feedback is coming from, because there's no point in paying attention to analytics when you still not really sure where your content, what feels natural to you, right? So I think F the analytics. And I think you're going along that story of figuring shit out. And so what I put here was like, you're selling the process. You're selling the before it's figured out. Everybody else tells you the shiny, I did this, I have this, I sold this. But the thing that gets me, it pisses me off, is no one talks about the figure out part. And people would seemingly see someone like you who has this very popular podcast, who is a PhD, who's a professional, who's done all these things. And I think initially they would say, oh, she already knows what she got going on. But actually, none of us really have it figured out. But the fact that you can step into being vulnerable is what people want. So I think we have to figure out how to package that.
Okay.
And we have to figure out how to hone in on that. So like, I feel like your prayers 100% should be a part of your content. And maybe we get fun with it, and you're like actually saying it. You hear the voiceover, like people can read it, but then it's a video of your voice saying it. Or I think we kind of get creative with that. So before I get into ideas though, what do you enjoy? Like, what do you enjoy putting out into the world for everybody to see?
I feel like naturally I've always been someone who likes to write. And I think my prayers, I think I write easier than I speak sometimes. And so I took to writing out my prayers because I felt like in speaking them, I don't know, sometimes it's hard for me to sort of shut my mind off or talk from a place where I'm not thinking more so conscious of what I say.
Right.
And I feel like when I sit down and I write in my notebooks, that is something that, all my life since I was a little girl, when I was anxious or overwhelmed, I would write, whether it made sense or it didn't. Right. And so I started writing my prayers because honestly, Patrice, when I was a little girl, I would get distracted or fall asleep, and then I would feel bad. And I would have to apologize to God because I couldn't even pay attention long enough to talk to him. Right. But when I wrote them out, I could get through them. So I started writing them. So all that to say, writing is something that I think is threaded through everything that I do. Mm-hmm. It is something that is a huge part of my work. And so in every respect, whether that's producing content, whether that's doing my academic stuff, whether that's in a professional or consulting space, writing is critical to that.
Yep.
And so I enjoy having the opportunity to write or do things, you know, that are about that process of writing and also the end product of writing. So that I also am very much, I'm fun and funny. So I like funny stuff. I like funny captions. And I also like pretty pictures. So I do enjoy having, you know, nice visuals and, you know, just storytelling. I think that's what has been clutch about the podcast is that, you know, Jada and I, you know, I think getting grown is about the stories of figuring out what the hell we're doing as adults. So yeah, so I guess those would be the three larger buckets that in terms
writing. Right. Do you have a blog right now?
No, not currently.
Because I'm thinking, so we go back to that conversation about what are you selling? Aside from like your content pillars, writing, figuring life out, being beautiful and enjoying life and enjoying it through the process. There is something that there does have to be some type of call to action. And so like, let's say, you know, the Tykeia Robinson brand, I think Team Typing Fast continues to be a movement and a hashtag. And I think you are Tykeia. You are Dr. Tykeia. That's who you are. I honestly, I think Tykeia Nicole should change to Dr. Nakia or Tykeia PhD. Because I think people need to see off rip who you are. I like Tykeia PhD personally better. And so like what that looks like from a call to action standpoint, and this is all really simple stuff, not simple, but easy things to enact, right? This is not like, oh my God, I gotta get a $5,000 website. No, there's a landing page. Off rip, you need to start getting people's emails. Got to start getting people's emails. And I don't know do y'all have like a team, a Getting Grown?
There's a Getting I don't know if Getting Grown doesn't have a mailing list.
Okay.
There is one for Team Typing Fast. I don't do anything with it.
Got it. Okay. All right. So you know, you get those people, merge them, and then start adding to that. Because even if there was a Getting Grown email list, there's some people that are going to connect with you and you only. And there's some people that are going to connect with you and not the podcast. So you want to you want to build your own audience that way. And that right there is your first call to action. Like, guys, and you talk people through this process. You guys, I'm really trying. I am like all of us, still figuring life out. Turning 35 don't change nothing. Turning 40 don't change nothing. It's just a different level. And I think it's important for us to go along this journey together. Gonna be releasing some blog posts or Substack. So I'll send you the link. You heard of Substack? Mm-hmm. So Substack is an email subscription. It's an email newsletter subscription service, right? So your audience can join your email subscription, paying like $8 a month, $10 a month. And it's kind of like Patreon, but for email.
Okay.
And it seems like it could be a good tool for you because obviously you could have the blog, all right, but your words could go straight to your subscribers' inboxes, you know? And you got 20,000 followers. A percentage of that, even a third, that they'll buy into that, and it's a subscription based, so it's autopilot. Most of them are going to cancel, and you can just shoot out the things, and then like let's say you posted a snippet on your Instagram page. The call to action is tap the bio to be a part of this community, and then they join the mail list, then they join the Substack. So that's a revenue stream. That's what you're selling. It does not have to be it does not have to be a thing. So I think that would be like a really and then that embeds writing. Again, that community. You're now adding to the email list. In the event you want to start bringing back TTP events, you're just starting to nurture all of that. I think that, let me think. You said writing, hold on. Writing, storytelling.
And pretty pictures.
Pretty pictures, yeah, like, so back to this, like, figuring shit out, and I do think there has to be like a look. And yeah, like maybe a logo. I don't know about that, but I think your page should look like something. I think that it's a mixture of your face and you fly. I think it's your writing, like either you typing or your handwriting. And then I think there's like bold statements. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Like even just what you have on right, like Snatch Squad or something like that. And maybe it's a swipe. Do you tweet? Are you on Twitter?
Oh yeah, okay. I tweet. I probably tweet way more than on Instagram, honestly, but gotcha. I think I have more Instagram followers.
Okay. I get it. Yeah. People are so. I fell out of. I'm telling you, Twitter used to be my boyfriend, and then I just stopped. But now I'm back, and I'm like, oh, I missed you.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Twitter is for people who are, like words, and Instagram is for people who like pictures.
Yeah. There you go.
And so a lot of times, I mean, even more recently, I've been, I think trying to post more like writing content. Like I try to like affirmations and the prayers. If I have started, like if one of my tweets, like a lot, I don't even plan it because, my Twitter is much more of sort of like a stream of consciousness.
Right.
So, if one of my tweets really sort of gets a lot of retweets and gets a lot of attention, then I'll post it on my Instagram too. Yeah, so.
And that's content, right? That's like, taking that screenshot and putting the Tykeia border around it.
Yeah.
It's adding that stylistic piece to bring it all in. I don't think your content changes. I think, as you said, we just kind of hone in a little more on where it goes. I think that family is important to you. I think that's a pillar. Because part of when you talk about your family, it's funny, right? And then the other part, it's touching because, you're talking about your brother and how that impacts you continuously, right? And there's other people that are figuring that process out, and they will forever. And like, I think we just go hard and lean all the way in to you. I know that probably sounds like super, like, but like I'm on your page now.
Because I was even talking to like my best friend. I was talking to Toya about it, and she was just like, "You are promoting you," and I was like, "But what does that mean?" And she was just like, "You don't have to pick one part of you to focus on."
You don't.
And like, when people go to your page, they see you, and that's not something that I feel like. I agree. I feel like that's something that I've been trying to change, hide, or whatever. But I guess I think what I'm hearing you say is that I just need to sort of lean into it, and then also sort of find, just give it a package, give it a look.
Yes, you just summed up my words. I think I think Tykeia leans into the fact that she, like everybody, doesn't have it figured out. Like I feel like I keep saying figured out. And no matter, like, you're beautiful, you have accolades, but there is still a process. And you are going through that process professionally and personally. And going through that process means prayer, which you're doing with them. You're sharing that with them. Means acknowledging and honoring family, right? In your background, but also means being bomb and looking good and working hard and owning your shit. You know what I'm saying? And none of us are these one dimension beings. Like, that's just not. That's why, like, a lot of these, like, these people, these personalities, like I'll use the bloggers, like all the young girls who are all designer, blah, 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 blah. You go to their page and it's all the same thing. But then you go to their YouTube and they're like regular people who like do things, and you're like, we don't want to make people have to go that step to YouTube. We want people to see you and understand, like, oh wow, this is dope. Oh wow, I connected with this girl. I'm figuring this shit out too. So, and then, like I said, then like we said, let's bring the stylistic piece in, right? So, you know, figure out what you want your brand colors to be, figure out that font that you're going to stick with. Yeah. Figure out how to create these really easily shareable graphics using things like Canva, so easy. And just kind of lay it out. So it visually attracts people. Your people that's already good ain't going nowhere. But there's gonna be some new people, and we just want to like step it all up a notch. Why not? Right. You know what I'm saying? What do you have now? I know we talked about the Work With Me series, which I think is still should be done.
So, okay, the truth is I've done it a few times. It's on Patreon. Right.
Oh, okay.
And so it's a part of like the Team Typing Fast arm of Patreon. Gotcha. I think that it is, I probably haven't done as good a job as sort of promoting that on my social as I could have. And that is something I definitely want to get into the rhythm of doing much more.
So I guess that's something you're selling. You see, you selling stuff. It's just not a clothing boutique. Right. You're definitely selling stuff. And once, and that part of that promoting the different means of connecting with you, that's gonna just come with you sitting down and scheduling it out. Sitting down once a month and saying, okay, this is February. This is what I want to talk about in February. This is
and so is that what you advise, like scheduling a month out?
Yep, that's what I do. Okay. Between 2, I'm lying. Between 2 and 3 weeks out. Okay. That's how I do it. Because it'd be like different stuff coming in, but since this year, I'm trying to do 4 weeks because I really do already be having the content, and I know what I want to talk about, right? So like, I'm gonna pull up my Planner.ly so you can see.
Is there a formula for like how many times like I should be posting daily, twice a day?
I've heard it all. I've heard some people say 3 times a day. I've just got into posting once a day. I will post once a day, and that feels comfortable for me. Usually, sometimes I post on the weekend. It just kind of depends on what's going on. I'm gonna pull up my. I feel like camp may be better. All right, hold on. I'm gonna share my screen with you. Can you see it?
Hold on. Let me make sure. No, I don't see it yet.
Okay.
Oh wait, yeah, there we go. My bad.
You got it? Okay. So I use
Yes.
Planoly, and it's a really great tool. I'm honest though, I've never tried another tool because this one just works for me.
I
And
like Planoly and I have it. I just don't
okay.
schedule far in advance. I'll be honest. Like if I have, it's usually I only use it when it's like, let me do this post because I know I'm not gonna get up in the morning and post it at 7 a.m. Let me just schedule it for tomorrow.
Yeah, don't use Planoly if you're not going to be using it in advance, which you should do. Yeah, but like I'll just plug everything in. I be having my captions ready. Captions are done. And a lot of times I'll do this overnight. Like sometimes my body just wakes up at like 4 a.m. And I'll just be like, oh, you know what? I have some ideas. So then I'll just plug everything into Planoly, add some captions and schedule it. And it's all based around what I know I have coming up. So like tomorrow, Friday, a podcast episode. So that's this picture. And then I'm gonna give them another picture of the space. And then on Saturday, I'm doing a whole shoot day. So I already have, this is the dress I'm wearing. So I just took a screenshot and plugged it in here. But once I take the picture on Saturday, I'll replace it with that. Okay. And this is my February 1st post. I took this picture 2 months ago. I tweeted this 3 months ago. But I was like, I like it. So this is going to be my February 1st post. New month, whatever, boom, boom, boom.
So you take your own pictures?
It depends. It depends.
Okay.
So this shoot with me by the water, that was when I went to Baltimore for a staycation. And I had a photographer. I was going there to shoot content at the hotel. And I hired a photographer. But this one in this leather dress, I took that by myself with my what's it called? Not trap, ring light holder.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
Yep. And like this one by myself.
You took it with your phone or your camera?
My phone, girl. Camera? My phone.
Really?
And I have a camera, but I took it with my phone. Yep. So, and then what I'll do, I'll use Lensa. I'm gonna stop sharing the screen. I'll use a photo editing app. That'll make it look super professional. And I just plug that thing in Planoly. Like my post today with my son, that I took that picture. I literally took that picture like in October. But I knew I needed a birthday post for him. And I plugged it in about probably like 2 weeks ago. So short answer to your question, you got to do it in advance, Tykeia, because that's going to take the anxiety out of it. Obviously, it's going to free your time up.
But do you ever struggle to like think about, well, what I'm going to post? What is it? Okay.
Yep. So what happens with that is that's when we have to be thinking strategically. Okay. I'm going to use myself as an example. Every Friday, I'm releasing Shades of Content. But before that, I have a whole space that I need to be promoting. I don't really have like any emails or communities. Parker, sit down. Okay, then you get up. Okay. I don't really have like email list or community, so I don't work with that yet. But in February, I am going on a business conference. And February is also Black History Month and Black Girl Holidays, which I'm gonna send you one. Black Girl Holidays releases, right? So I'm thinking in January, I'm thinking about what is happening in February from a count, like literally I have my calendar right here. What is happening that I need to be talking about? You plug that stuff in first. Chances are you're gonna have stuff to talk about.
For sure.
And then on those dates where it's just, I don't know what to say here, then you're gonna plug in a prayer. Then you're gonna plug in a graphic. Then you're gonna plug in a selfie. You understand what I'm saying? That's how you plan it out. You go with the top line items of what you need to be talking about. What's coming up? What podcast episodes are you promoting? What Patreon, people signing up to your email list. That's the stuff that has to happen. And then you maybe think about some current events that are coming up. You can plug it in there. And then the rest is filler, and you find that you actually probably don't really have that much left. When I do it this way, when I do it the right way, I end up with too much content.
Right.
And I'm like, damn, I can't even post that joint yet. So, but you always, that's a good thing. You want to be in a space where you got an exorbitant amount and you don't got to stress about it versus I don't know what to post.
All right. And
everything is content. So the photo shoot you did at camp, I don't know if you got BTS, some behind the scenes, but you know that somebody recording you, boom, 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 that's content. Throw a real voiceover over that joint. And the caption, yes, I look great. And actually, I felt great this day too. You know, being able to pull together my brand. And this actually might be kind of a nice way to relaunch or announce, get people excited. You know, doing this photo shoot. I did this photo shoot 4 months ago and sat on this content. But I'm so happy I did because now is the perfect time. Right. I'm figuring out that I'm figuring it all out, and that's okay. Join me along the ride. Click the bio link to join my email list. You know, and then you're pulling from content that literally happened 6 months ago. So like I would want you to start thinking of yourself as not just somebody using Instagram. You actually have a lot to sell. You have, you know, you're growing a community. Patreon is a revenue generator. So if nothing else, you got that. And, you know, you can be taking little snippets from that content and putting it in there to get people to go there. Even this conversation, like I'm recording it, I'll send it to you. You can cut it, clip it, whatever you want to do. That's some stuff you could use. Yeah. Everything is content. And I just realized that.
So like for like this email list, what am I sending in these emails? Like what, like, is it just, I guess I'm thinking about it, like, is it something that, well, what is enough? You know, because I hear you say that everything is content.
Yeah.
And while that reassures me, it also sort of makes me wonder, like, because I'm always thinking, like, do people want this? Is this something that folks would be interested in?
Well, I'll tell you. I subscribe to one. She's a photographer. She was my wedding photographer, turned restaurant owner, turned liquor, bar, cocktail aficionado. And all she sends in these emails is bullet points of her travels. That's it. Really? And I read them shits every month to be like, oh, she went there. Oh, I want to go there.
So it's like, in just a month? It's just 1 month she sends an email?
Once a month, maybe twice a month, maybe. But I think you decide how often you want to commit to this thing. And you tell your people up front, this is a once a month email about, and I'm talking just the subscription people.
Right.
It's a once a month email about my discoverings or the things I've learned.
Right.
Or I just think you just lean all the way into just figuring this shit out.
Right.
And it's like maybe it's like, okay, so the theme of March was get fit. Here are the things I learned.
Right.
4 bullet points. And you're linking to resources that your readers can use.
Right.
And maybe you embed a video. I don't know what. Yeah. But I'm just giving some ideas, right? And that's it, because remember, this is going to people's inboxes directly. They don't want a rack of stuff.
Yeah.
They don't want a rack of stuff. They want some honest words from you that they're not going to be able to get on your Instagram. And again, that might be the link. It might be a coupon code. So now you bring it in sponsors. that your community, if you did nothing else but give them coupons to things that you do, that's value in itself. And it's now providing another revenue stream. I'm saying that, but I don't think you should focus on sponsors right now.
Okay.
I don't think you should worry about brand partners, nothing right now. I think you have to find your cadence. Yeah, like you just, let's hone in on your voice.
Okay.
And how you want to present to your audience. All right, now y'all, don't forget to connect with Shades of Content on Instagram at Shades of Content, and with me, Patrice Camo, at Patrice Camo. And also be sure to rate this show, leave a review, and subscribe, because that's actually the only way that we're gonna grow. I'll see you next week.